think we're live. And my camera's a little bit messed up, but there we go. Okay. All right. I believe that we are live and we're feeding out to the folks out there. Dave is doing his royal wave. That's a royal wave from Dave. Everyone listening on audio. Dave from Liberty is doing his very blue-blooded wave there.
Yeah.
All right. So let me do this first off here. I just want to remind everyone to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list there. Very important. Lola is putting out email newsletters through that and keeping you guys notified of a lot of different things going on, including some sales. Check it out. We've got patches also on the .com that you guys could pick up. I do have new patches inbound and some stickers and stuff like that before we get to the end of the year. I think that's pretty much it. We could probably jump into everything that we're going to do here right now, unless there's any kind of audio issues going on out there, which I don't know about.
Sounds good over here.
Okay, cool. Let me hit the button and start this up.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange
Boom!
Situation.
Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash the thumbs ups, ring the bell, so you can be notified every time we go live. Can we see jazz hands? Come on, everybody with the jazz hands. There you go. We are live. I hope you got your big girl panties on tonight. It's going to be a fun one. This is episode 685 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. Our special guest, as you see him there, King Dave Saylors. There he goes. He's in the house.
How y'all doing tonight?
Good. How are you, Dave? How's everything going, man? We haven't seen you here in a little while.
Yeah, it's been busy the last few months. Really been busy.
That's good. That's good stuff. And by the way, if you guys don't know, Dave and Liberty, they are in Georgia. And also in Georgia right now is our friend Jordan Stein of GOA, also joining us live. Jordan, what's up?
Hello. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Jordan. Thanks for. I know you're doing some tough work out there, man. We're going to definitely get into this. You're in Georgia for the Senate runoffs that are going on. You had a dueling event or two separate events going on last weekend in Georgia, and you've got another two coming up this week, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and we're going to talk to you guys about that here very shortly, and then we've also got our friend Babyface P in the building, looking pensive.
I'm just the villain.
What?
I'm just the villain for the night.
Oh, I thought you said you're just the villain in the building.
The villain. Yeah.
I'm the villain in the building, just chilling.
He's the antagonist or the protagonist.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I thought he was rapping or something like that for a second. Yeah, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. So Babyface is here joining us. I think Jordan's going to be here for about an hour, and then we might switch out and get a surprise guest. Let's put it that way. Maybe we'll get a surprise guest in here for everyone. While I've got you guys' attention, before we jump into this, please smash the thumbs ups. That helps us a lot out here with discovery. So smash those thumbs ups, throw your comments in there, share this video if you can. A big shout out to Franklin Armory for sponsoring the show.
Woo!
Yes, good dudes out there. And Lola did a write-up on this, believe it or not. She's trying to make me all professionalized on doing the podcast. So here it goes. Franklin Armory is well known for their binary firing system, the BFS3, and now the BSF3-22. The folks over at Franklin Armory consistently think outside of the box to bring products to restrictive states like California, Nevada, etc. Every firearm they make uses 100% American-made parts and materials. If you don't know about Franklin Armory, go check them out on Facebook, IG, or at franklinarmory.com. Okay, are you happy, Lola?
Very well done.
Okay, so now we can get back to business here. So what's up, guys? What's going on?
A lot.
Yes, a lot of stuff. And we're going to make this first part, Patrick, right? Like, we're going to theme this on Georgia. Now,
So
we're neighbors.
And I don't like it.
Yeah, I know. So we're neighbors here in Florida. Patrick and I, we're in Florida. Just outside of Gainesville. Actually, Patrick, he's in Gainesville, right? We can tell. We could tell people that. So, and then Dave obviously is in Georgia, and Jordan is over there trying to help out with the runoffs. Let's check in with Jordan. How was the turnout last week? I want to hear from your own words. I got some reports from people that it wasn't very fantastic.
So it wasn't the greatest turnout, but it is what it is, and we're looking forward to next week. And we still knocked a lot of doors last Saturday and reached a lot of voters. Mm-hmm. But the thing about door knocking is it's really scalable. Mm-hmm. So even if you have 4 or 5 people, that's a lot longer than what 2 or 3 people could do. So right. If you can come to our locations in Savannah or Smyrna this Saturday, that would be fantastic. Like I said before, this election could be decided by voter contact and which side can reach the most voters and get those people to the polls. And look, I've been in Georgia for a while now. I've seen the anti-gun forces out in full force. I'm sure David could say you flip on the TV and it is election ad after election ad after election ad, and we got to stand up and fight. And that's why I'm here. That's why I've been here. And we're not leaving anything on the table from GOA because there's that much at stake. So if you can, please join us. This weekend.
Traditionally, from what I've seen, I've lingered on this planet a little over 50 years, and what I have seen is runoff elections, people don't put as much weight on them as they should. Mm-hmm. They're real bad to be apathetic about going and voting in a runoff for some reason. And he's right. You need to go. It's January 5th, isn't it? January 5th is election day, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest. If you live in Georgia, and this might sound a little crass or whatever, like the least you can do is vote. Like, in my opinion, that is the minimum of what you can do. We need people to be making contact with voters. We've made thousands of phone calls so far. That's another way you can help. If you can't come out, spend an hour, maybe an hour a day or a couple hours a week making phone calls that you can do through us. If you, go to our website, gunners.org/volunteer, to sign up, we'll contact you and get you plugged up to either do door knocking or phone calling. And we just need to reach voters. You can't drive down the highway in Georgia without seeing a political billboard and or watch TV without seeing an ad. We have to reach voters, and phone calls and door knocking can really go the extra step that a billboard can't.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you guys touch on the advertising side of it. If I can ask you, like, who's getting the most advertising done? Is it on the Dem side? Is it equal? Who's getting the most advertising in?
It's hard to say. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't watch broadcast TV hardly, but with YouTube, the ads, like he said, since I'm a Georgia resident, it serves me those ads on every video.
On YouTube?
And,
okay.
Yes. And I don't know how many Kelly Loeffler ads I've seen and John Ossoff ads I've seen. I see a few Purdue ads. Typically, they're trying to smear mud on him, but lots of John Ossoff ads. And then, of course, Warnock, you see his ads. Mm-hmm. Not as much. For some reason, it's like it knows up here. I don't think Warnock's in my region, is he?
These are statewide races, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, these are, yeah.
I think I've seen some of that in Florida. Patrick, I don't know if you've seen some of that here.
I haven't been getting any of their ads, no.
No? Oh, okay.
I have. But
I hope the Democrats are their ads are being seen in Florida, because that would be wonderful.
Yeah. I know definitely
pay for those ads.
Definitely, most of those are targeted. And also, when I was in Georgia a few weeks ago, I was definitely seeing a lot of ads, but I was seeing mostly Warnock and what's the name of the other guy again? On the Dem side,
Osloff.
John Ossoff.
Yeah. So I was seeing their stuff, and I was like, man, the Republicans need to step up and spend some money. This is definitely important. I could tell you, so before that, we had Jordan on, and I pulled out snippets from that, as well as before Jordan came on, John Crump and I did some stuff on this, and I pulled out those snippets, and YouTube ghosted them.
Really?
Yeah, they ghosted those videos. So, you know,
Wow.
one of the ways I could say that people can help, you don't have to share my videos, but people are doing stuff on this. There's stuff going up on social media. If people could just share that, you know, it would help. I'm going to make a snippet out of this and throw it up as well and try to get people to come out there on Saturday. We're going to talk about the details here. So let's actually jump into that right now. So let me see, I'll put it up here, but you can find this on GOA. So it's next Saturday. There's one in Savannah and there's another one in Smyrna. The Savannah Meetup location is 9 Line Apparel, which is 450 Fort Argyle Road in Savannah, Georgia. And then the next meetup in Smyrna is Adventure Outdoors, which is Remington Hall, 2500 S Cobb Drive, Southeast Smyrna, and that's at 10:30. So the first one's at 9, that one's at 10:30. Lots of details. You guys probably see Jordan's holding up something. If you don't have this info, you can reach out to us, and we'll get it to you. Very important to share this. I'm probably going to pull out this part and throw it up there. But we do need to try to do as much as we can. And if you're not in Georgia, you can still participate by sharing things or by reaching out to family and friends and stuff like that in Georgia. You know, Babyface, I think you had a question. What was our comment?
I was just going to say, I don't know if people realize how important this runoff is, these two particular cases.
Right.
This could sway gun. When we're talking here, most of the people watching come for guns. This could sway gun legislation for at least the next 2 years, if not a generation or two, if they make sweeping changes.
Right.
Because nothing ever gets repealed. Just remember that nothing gets repealed.
Yeah. What was the quote from Schumer? That's the dangerous thing, right? Schumer said something like, "First we'll take Georgia, and then we'll take the rest of America." Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah. You know, then we change America. First we take Georgia, then we change America. It is really important. I don't know. This is probably a negative place to start, and whoever wants to jump in, Patrick, tell me if I'm wrong. It seems like on our side, the gun guys are very apathetic here and don't really want to support this.
I don't know. I haven't heard a lot from Georgians. Dave, you can jump
the
in.
gun
Sorry.
community at large?
Yeah, I mean, I saw.
Here. Well, here in my community, it's you know, I'm rural, so there's way more Trump bumper stickers than there are. You know, that old guy that has dementia. But but you know, you hear a lot about more of the Republican side of things. You don't see a lot of. There's very little Democrat here, so I'm not like in a real controversial area. There's some, you know, there's always a percentage, but you know, where Jordan's at, that's where it matters. You need to be down there. That's, you know, Alpharetta, Smyrna, Georgia, that area needs to really turn the heat up, you know, and Savannah especially. That whole Chatham County needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
So he's in the right places.
So just quickly, because someone asked a question, I think M. Gabriel wanted to know, Hank, YouTube deleted them or suppressed distribution? I can show you. It's on my channel, my YouTube channel. I'll just show it here to you, the main one. And so here's the one with Jordan, and that has 880 views from 2 weeks ago.
And that's it.
Yeah. And then the one from like a day before that, from 2 weeks ago, has 942 views. So
yeah,
I mean,
they're shadow banning it, dude.
Yeah, but also when I looked in there, and I could go while we're talking and pull out some stuff here, there were a lot of very negative comments from gun guys in there, like, why bother if they could steal the election? They're going to do whatever they want to do. Why are we doing all of this stuff? And I just feel like maybe it's important that we answer that to the folks out there first, right? Like, why bother?
If I could speak to that, look, I'm just as concerned with election fraud and stolen elections as the next guy. But, you know, if they're going to steal the election, if they're going to tamper with the results, we need to win by a margin that is so undeniably clear and is insurmountable by, you know, any standard that they could possibly sway. So there is no doubt who the winners are. You know, we just have to get that many more people to vote and to vote our way. You know, and look, I'm not an attorney. You know, probably most people not watching this stream are not election law attorneys. You know, there are people who can fight that, and I know they will be fighting that. But as a little guy like me, I can knock a door. I can make a phone call. You know, I can do voter outreach. And to me, the way I see it, that's the biggest difference that I can make. And, you know, what Patrick was saying earlier, if there is, you know, if the Democrats, you know, take over the Senate, it'll be a 50-50 split. Kamala Harris will be the tie-breaking vote, so they can essentially pass whatever they want. You know, there's very little that can be done to stop it. And if, as a gun owner, Second Amendment supporter, you can't be bothered to do something to help win this election, to have any sort of firewall to stop some of this stuff, then maybe we deserve the gun control. You know, that, you know, maybe I'm a little scarred, but like that's kind of where I'm at. We need to make a sacrifice. You know, I've been here for 3 weeks. You know, it's I've had time away from my family and things like that. And it's not so much a pity party for me, but it's because I'm here trying to win this election, right? And, you know, it's we need to care. Like, if we care about, and I got a Glock right here. I can't show it because YouTube will ban this, I guess. But if we care about, you know, carrying a firearm, having an AR-15, you know, any sort of freedom or the principles our country was founded upon, then good golly, you know, come out to knock the door, make a phone call, or donate, you know, or just do something. You know, complacency is killing us.
Yeah. Yeah. It's if they've convinced us. If they've demoralized us, then they've already won. I mean, if you look at this like, hey, I'm Billy Badass and I'm only gonna fight. Well, if you're gonna actually if you know what it takes to actually fight and you're gonna do that, it's way easier to do this kind of stuff before we get to the fighting. Am I just wrong on that? Am I just thinking wrong?
I would agree with you. Like, I don't want our country to come to such a point. You know, I feel like I'm trying to prevent that by being active in this election, because I want peace. You know, but it's when gun owners aren't willing to step up and act. It's sad.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you come across any of this at all, Dave? I know you're, like you said, you're in a strong area, but.
Well, yeah, but they're apathetic, and they like I said, runoff elections typically have very low voter turnout, and it's important that they get out and go. And you see that so much, and he's right. He's absolutely right in that it's almost like they've been conditioned to not care, because it's just like they don't care. Long as they can get their deer rifle and their four-wheelers and their bass boats and their, other toys, whatever they like to play with nowadays, they just don't care. And they don't understand the fundamental. And then there's I'm going down a little bit of a rabbit hole here, but I see it some, and there's a contingent that it's like, let's just go ahead and go down this road and get it over with, and see where it takes us. Does it get more violent? Does it just have more restrictions? There's a group of people they're just curious what'll happen if this, and I think that you got that whole group of people that's like 25 to 35 that remembers the Obama administration, and for the first 2 years he had the House and Senate in his hand, and he didn't do anything. He did pass Obamacare, but he didn't do anything with gun control. And I think they're just thinking that's the way they're going to be. But he's not paying or the general consensus is they're not paying attention to what's being said now. It's a different period in history than it was 12 years ago. And Jordan's right. He's absolutely right.
What do you guys think about people saying, like you just said, that the Obama administration had an opportunity to do anything they didn't, and people think that's going to happen? But I hear a lot of rumbling from the gun guys that the Trump they had a supermajority, right? Trump in the White House and Congress
for the first
and Senate.
2 years he had it too. That's
and they didn't do anything.
Right. They didn't fix not one problem. And
that's a completely fair criticism. And in fact, you could argue that we got gun control out of the 116th Congress, I think. But now things have changed, right? We're no longer on the offense because of the election and the media appointed President Biden, right? We're playing defense. And you have a choice between people who want to make you a criminal for owning a firearm and people who don't want to make you a criminal for owning a firearm. And to me, it's pretty black and white right there.
Yeah. Let me see here. There's a couple of things. Let me get this comment in from All Thumbs. He said, Babyface, what you said last night is so true. Things go south and the 2A community has their backs against the wall. We need to think long and hard about what we are willing to actually do.
That's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. A lot of people in that, just use the word boogaloo because it's a funny word, but a lot of people are like, accelerationism, I guess is the right phrase for it, the right name for it, wanting to push to that point of everybody starts fighting so you see what party wins. But I don't think people realize what that entails. If you really, really think about that, you have no idea. People have no clue what you will literally have to be killing your neighbors to protect yourself from getting raided or people taking your food, killing you. Like, people realize what civil war looks like. And it's not hard to find. Look at how many countries out there are currently in civil strife. Go look at Aleppo from a couple years ago. Do you really want that for your city? Like, that's what would happen.
Yeah. I think a lot of people see it as like an action movie, right? But they're the star in the action movie, and no matter what, they survive.
Are not the hero you are not the hero in the action movie that lives till the end. You're the dude that gets thrown off the cliff at the beginning and dies. I'm sorry to say, but that's how it's gonna go. It's not.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
It's not
this
this glorious thing that everybody is believing it's going to be. That's right. And that's another form of conditioning is the misconception of what that's not going to be a pretty thing. Like you said, you can just look at like Crimea, Soviet Georgia, Aleppo is a good one, Syria. And we haven't even got into South America. So it's like, it's a mess, dude. It's not something you want to play with. That's a match you don't want to strike.
Yeah.
You really want to do what Jordan's doing. I keep pointing back to him because he's doing it right. Okay.
Yeah.
You win this. This is the only way to win it. Okay. If it gets to the point to where people are drawing guns, everybody's lost.
Yeah.
And they're going to turn the internet off. They're going to cut your power off. They're going to, and it's just going to get ugly.
Yeah, if you think it's bad that the media is ignoring what's happening and that even people within Trump's own administration are not doing what they're supposed to do when we're faced with this kind of like obvious fraud, right? What do you think happens if Biden is running everything, all his folks are in there, and then they have control of military? We have this conversation all the time. Everyone's not going to like say, oh, I'm not doing this, it's unconstitutional. Some of those guys over on the other side are going to see an opportunity for them, in whatever the brave new world is, and they're going to realize, well, we got the attack helicopters and armored vehicles and tanks and stuff like that. We don't really want to get there. If we get there and that's where we're at, fine. But it's not going to be fun times at all, man.
No.
So,
and people are preparing for this armed conflict. I literally saw a publication a day or two ago about how the month of November set FBI NICS check records, like all-time high, like 233% of 2019. It was like, I don't remember the numbers, millions and millions and millions and millions of guns were bought in 4 days. Literally Black Friday weekend. Well, it set sales records and all sorts of things. People are preparing for something very ugly, and you don't want it to come to that.
Yeah, absolutely not. Razor JB, who's a friend of the show here, says, I've seen my share of war, gunfights, and bloodshed, and I'm not ready for it. Yeah, so that's the thing that we're trying to prevent.
Anybody that's done any amount of history reading, you don't even have to see it in person. Just read a history book. You don't want that. It's not going to be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, Babyface made a good point. You're not that hero. You're that guy that gets off at the beginning of the movie. He's right.
Yeah.
And you know, guys, look at to our founding fathers as a history. You know, the first tyrannical thing King George did, they didn't start shooting, right? You know, they for decades they tolerated it. And, you know, I believe our founding documents, and I'm going to butcher this, but they even say that it's better to suffer, you know, than to try to fight and overthrow it. You know, I'm very roughly paraphrasing that, but, you know, I want peace, and I want, you know, I want elected officials who respect the Constitution. That's what I'm trying to do here in Georgia.
Absolutely, yeah. For all the young folks out there, not the old lions ready to die or whatever, you know, whatever it is. For the young folks who are out there, for the people like Patrick who's just starting his family, you know, for the folks like you, Jordan, for my sons who are in college, you know, let's try to do this the right way before we even try to light the fuse on that one. And CB has this to say, which I think is probably the quote of the night so far. You guys can vote if there's another better one than this. CB says, "People will dream die hard, but fight like stormtroopers." Yeah, you know what, CB?
So far, he's got the vote.
Yeah,
because that was true. That's pretty much true.
Absolutely, CB. You know what? Get in touch with Lola. I'm gonna tell her to give you these 2 patches right here. That was a good one. That amused me. I enjoyed that one. Okay, so for sure, that's one thing. Now, the other thing I hear, guys, that I hear from the gun community out there is, how do we know that these 2 Republicans, if we even vote and get them in there, are going to be pro-gun? So who's got answers for that?
I'll address that quickly. Well, first of all, they do have records, and both Purdue and Loeffler generally have been on the pro-gun side. You know, they have A ratings from GOA, so they do have a track record. Now, Loeffler was recently appointed, and we really didn't know her track record or whatever, but she's actually been a very pleasant surprise for the Second Amendment. When the ATF did their honey badger thing, with that whole debacle, she wrote a letter and called them out and said, you know, you need to stop making up laws that, you know, turn gun owners into felons just because they own a firearm. So she's actually been a very pleasant surprise. And, you know, and then you look at the other 2 options, you know, Warnock and Osloff, they are radically anti-gun. You go to Osloff's website, and he has red flag gun confiscation, so-called assault weapon bans, the whole laundry list. You think Michael Bloomberg wrote his website. And then Warnock, he makes fun of people who want to carry guns in church. You know, there's just a stark difference between the 2. If you are remotely considering, you know, as a gun owner for the candidates, it is a clear choice. And then once we elect them, what do we have to do? We have to hold them accountable, right? We put them into office. No one is going to be more vocal to Kelly Loeffler or David Perdue than I am, because all the work I'm doing for them, right? I'm going to hold their feet to the fire when they're in office and say, you're going to vote right. You're going to stand for the values that you said you would stand for, and defend the Constitution that you swore to uphold. So, and that's what we have to do. Yeah,
I think that's how it works, right? It's not meant to be easy.
Right.
There is no
Wished it
100%
was,
guarantee.
but
Well, I mean, there's no 100% guarantee of what anyone was going to do. I'm sure a lot of people thought that Roberts was actually going to be conservative. That didn't turn out that way. But what does that mean? That doesn't mean that we quit. We keep fighting for things. We keep trying to do our best. We fight on all fronts until we have no choice but to go to that other stuff, right? I'm not trying to say that I'm not willing. Of course I'm willing to fight, but that's not the first option here. There's other options that we have of what we can do, and we're all enjoying squishy, comfortable lives. We really are. Think about your parents. They didn't have it like this. They really didn't.
Oh no.
No.
And, yeah. We live way more comfortably than we realize.
I don't think this could have happened easily if we go back to our parents' time. Now, my parents weren't here in America, but I'm sure you guys' parents were. A lot of the stuff that we're seeing happening today would have never happened back then, regardless of what political party people consider themselves to be in.
Yeah, you remind me of John F. Kennedy, who loved guns and everything. Sadly, today's Democrats are not like him anymore, but that says a lot about how culture has changed and how complacent we've got.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dave, you were going to say something? You're probably the oldest dude in here. I'm not far behind you, by the way. So.
Well, I remember Reagan, and all the Republicans loved Reagan. Of course, he banned machine guns. And then his replacement banned importation of, what I'm going to call sporting firearms from European countries that everybody knows and loves. And, Heckler and Koch. But there's just that they see the Clinton assault weapon ban and they forget about all the stuff that the Republicans done. Yeah. So what Jordan's saying about holding them accountable is crucial. Yeah. No one bothered to question what was going on with the Firearm Owners Protection Act of 1986 and didn't hold their representatives accountable. And now we don't have machine guns. Yeah. So he's right. You got to hold them accountable.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a complicated thing, right? You have to figure out who to support, and at the same time, when your guys are in there, hold them accountable. I would want to say, for the most part, in the gun community, we have been doing that, right? I think most of us went out there, supported Trump, but when he did things we didn't like, we're like, that's no good. We supported Republicans, but when they didn't do stuff, we were like, what the hell's wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
That whole wait for the midterms nonsense is coming back and kicked a lot of ass, and then they lost out in the midterms anyway. So, CB wants to know how to contact me. I'll get Lola to tell you how to contact for those patches, CB. So let's see. Okay, Patrick, did you have some other stuff here? No,
it just makes me nervous. This whole thing makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. So you're feeling some anxiety over this situation. I think pretty much we all are, right? I think. What do you think about that, Dave? Are you feeling any anxiety about what's happening right now? Or are you what are you noticing with the folks around you?
Honestly, no one's really talking about it. That was why I was saying what I was saying about low voter turnout is it's like now that the general election's over, it's back to business as usual, and no one seems to care. It's sad, but it's we got to get these people interested in going to the polls.
Yeah. Do you think so? For the general election, do you think there was low voter turnout in Georgia, or what are the numbers saying about that?
No, we had good numbers, didn't we?
I think there was record turnout about everywhere, and I would say, this is just my guess, and I could be completely wrong, but I would say with as much advertisement and money that's being poured into the state, that there will be record turnout for this runoff election.
Okay.
So
probably
I think there'll be, because it's there are so many people in here, and some of the doors I'm knocking already have handouts on them, right? So it's just not GOA knocking. It's the RNC. It's other right groups, which is great. You know, we're all working for the same cause on this. You know, but you know, we're really at a place where it's life or death.
Yeah. Explain the process of door knocking to us, because I think some people probably don't like that idea. You know.
So look.
How does it go?
I get it. It might sound strange to go to door knock or whatever, but when we look at different forms of voter contact, you have advertisements, right? You have social media advertisements, which are kind of taken out of play for this election because of Facebook, and then you have TV and radio ads and everything. But studies have shown to be the most effective form of voter contact is in person, going up to someone's door with a door hanger like this, and knocking on the door and having a conversation and asking for their support for your candidates. That is the number one form of voter contact. So what we tell people when they door knock, and we have a whole system with an app that you use, and when you sign up at gunowners.org/volunteer, we will contact you and explain this to you and everything. But you have the door on your the house with the directions, and then you walk up the driveway and then the sidewalk and go to the door. You knock. You take several steps back because we're in a pandemic, and if someone answers the door, you simply ask them, I'm Jordan with Gun Owners of America. Can I count on your support for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue in the upcoming runoff election? And they'll say yes or no or unsure. And you give them the handout, and you move on to the next one. And within the app, you record the response. It is that simple. And
so, are these friendly? Are these friendly people? Because I'm guessing you don't get to see their faces. Like if it's Dave's face right now, I'm not knocking on that door. Go to the next. So
what we're trying to do is fill in the gaps to where say the RNC might miss, right? We know the Republican Party is going to target your typical Republican conservative voter, right? So we're taking the approach of kind of the far hardcore gun owners, the conservatives, the hard right people, as well as independent and Democrat gun owners, those who might be receptive to a pro-gun measure. So we have both. We have doors that are, already have some Republican literature knocked on them, and those are the ones here, so we can get out the base, as well as Democrats who, from the data we have, say are receptive to a pro-gun measure. And look, I've had doors slammed in my face, and I've also gotten, in debates with people. It's just you get the whole spectrum, and we're not trying to, cause controversy or stir or really debate with people. We're just trying to engage with people and help them to realize the importance of this, and that gun owners have a clear choice in the election.
Yeah, no one else is going to say it, so I'm going to ask, did anyone come out there with their shotgun?
I have not had a gun pulled on me, thankfully, in Georgia thus far, but back in North Carolina, I did door knocking then too, and with my wife, and my wife knocked on a door, and in true North Carolina fashion, someone answered the door with a gun. And thankfully that person voted pro-gun, but
he was just being abundance of caution. Could be the zombie apocalypse has started and the zombies are knocking on doors. Who knows?
And look, 90% of doors you don't get an answer. So you just go up, you knock, you step back, you give a few moments, then you just hang the literature. That's what happens 90% of the time. And you know what? If you're just really nervous, or you just don't want to talk to people, but you still want to help, we need people to drive the car, right? To drive the car and let people out. Then you don't even have to come in to talk to anybody. Just drive the car and let because we send people out in teams, right? So we send 2 or 3 out in teams and one driver, and you go knock the doors. And it's that easy, right? And as we were talking about earlier, there's so much at stake. We have to do something.
Yeah. So Lola is saying, lovely wife, by the way, Jordan. She enjoyed hanging out with your wife.
Yes, awesome. I am the luckiest man in the world.
Yeah. And Bricks is saying only in North Carolina. Oh, I don't know. I don't think North Carolina is the only place that would happen.
I've answered the door with a firearm, but the dude knocked on my door at 3:00 in the morning, and I had it behind the door just in case. And he was like, "Are your lights on?" And I was like, "Dude, you have no idea. No, those aren't my lights."
And we knock in the daylight. We're not knocking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're not knocking on people's doors in Georgia at 3 a.m. Yeah, not a good idea. Not a good idea. So what about ideas? I want to go around the clock here. Any idea? Let's start with Babyface. Any ideas of other things that we could do, Patrick, that maybe we're not doing? Come on, you're a genius.
I'm not I'm not the expert here. I wish I knew the answers, but I really don't. And I think that's what makes me more nervous than anything is I'm feeling powerless to this whole thing. I'm not even in the state that is at risk. Because if it was here in Florida, I would be every neighbor in this neighborhood would be over having a beer, talking guns,
Mm-hmm.
But it sucks to feel powerless. So unfortunately, I don't have the answers here.
I think you're reflective of a lot of people, man, honestly.
I have a lot of answers, but this is one that I don't. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that anyone can do from anywhere in the country. One of the guys who's going to be knocking with us is coming from Houston. A 14-hour drive, right?
Wow.
I know not everyone can do that. I totally get it. But what people can do is make phone calls, right? We have an app for that too. And if you sign up, we'll contact you and answer all your questions. And I'd say it's worth whatever your schedule allows. But to make voter contact, there's a script that we have for that too. It'll be all explained to you when you signed up.
Where is that?
How do you get there?
Yeah. How do folks get that? Is that on the sign up to volunteer thing?
So our web page has two boxes. It has a box to door knock and then a drop down menu of which location you want to come to, or it has a box to make phone calls, and that's how we know which one you want to do. And when you put your information in, you check which one you want to do. And we have people who've done both, and those people are going above and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you just check and then we contact you, and we're doing this every day. We're pulling sign-ups and everything every single day for people to show up.
Cool. Kudos to those folks who are doing that kind of stuff. Everyone, I think, has a part to play. Dave, do you have any ideas on what people can do? Like what extra stuff? What else can we be doing out there?
You can do, honestly, like my brother-in-law has been doing for the last 2 months, and that's informing everybody that's in your circle of influence, because lots of the people in your family and friends don't bother to do their own research on candidates and don't have any idea where their candidates stand on subjects or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just basically been telling people what they believe, so they can make an informed decision. Because if you spread the word on a small local level, you tell one or two and they tell one or two, and that's an easy thing. It's easier than what Jordan's doing. I mean, he's doing the hard part. Going out into the field and spending your time and energy and money, and it's not easy what he's doing. But you can do easy stuff. I mean, you can write an email and send it to some of your friends, and it's just, you can literally just remind them on the day of the election to go vote.
Yep. True.
It can be something that simple, and people they'll forget it.
Yeah.
And
are there there's ballots going out for this, right? Like early voting ballots? Okay.
Yes. You can request an absentee ballot. You can request an absentee ballot now. We have the dates on our handout.
It has time to make it to the Canadian border.
But what I would suggest to people is early voting starts December 14th. So if you want to go vote early, that's and then election day is January 5th. And I know everyone and their mother was saying to make a plan to go vote for the general election. We need to do that here, and you need to make a plan. They need to drag 5 people with you to the polls who are going to vote the same way you do. Yeah. That's what we need to do. And look, I'll say this again, and if Georgians want to get upset with me, that's fine. But if you're in Georgia, that's the least you can do is voting. You know, that's the minimum you can do. So
I see. I early voted this year, and honestly, I was getting a license plate for one of the trucks for the machine shop, and the early voting was in the commission meeting room across the hall. I just happened to look in there. There was nobody there. You literally don't have to stand in line. You know, you don't have to deal with large crowds if you're worried about the Rona. I walked in, sat down, filled out the form, went over, cast my ballot, run it through they print them in Georgia now, and then you run it through the counter and give the card to the guy, and he disinfected it while I watched, and then we left. It was that easy. It's not like it's hard. A lot of people have this misconception that it's time consuming and hard. You have to stand in long lines. And I've seen that. I saw it in Chattanooga, but not here, especially with early voting. Early voting takes all the excuses out. You know?
Yes. Yeah. Probably, where I was at, the first 2 days of early voting were slam packed. But then, because I did a lot of campaigning, right? But the rest of the week, in North Carolina, and I would assume it'd be similar here, was empty. Like it was very slow. No one was there. So if you're worried about crowds, maybe go on the 18th or something. A couple of days after early voting started, and go cast your vote and bring people with you.
Yeah, if you're worried about work and stuff like that, I'm assuming the same rules go as in the general election, that your workplace has to give you the time to vote, right? If you want to vote in person.
I mean, we give our people the option. If they want to go down and cast their vote, we let them. We don't argue with that at all.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone knows about the workplace rules in Georgia. I'm assuming that's for every state.
I've just never worried about it. If my people want to go vote, I'm like, clock out and go vote.
Yeah,
It don't count against your attendance, and you go do that and come back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Len Holt wants to know what was the voter registration last day today in Georgia?
Yesterday. It was the 7th.
Okay, so if they haven't done that, then they have to wait, right? Or
yes,
they can't vote in this runoff.
Well, they can't vote at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if they didn't register by yesterday.
Next election, so.
Okay. All right. But if you're in Georgia, you should have already, because if you registered before the general, you should be good, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. If he voted in the general election, you can vote in the runoff. Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Bullis says they didn't have early voting in Alabama. I'm not sure what's up with that.
Not every state has it. It varies from state to state, but some of my friends at work say there's a certain charm about voting on election day, but I voted early this year, so just vote. I mean, just do it. That's easy. That's the minimum you can do is voting.
Yeah. Let's see.
I just didn't want to deal with the crowded polls on election day.
Yep.
And there was nobody in there. It literally took me 2 minutes. So, yeah. I think he's got the right idea. Go on about the 17th or 18th. You'll be the only one there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But take the time. If you're in Georgia, reach out to some family and friends out there. If you have family and friends in Georgia, text them. I know no one wants to make phone calls nowadays.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. Freaking kids nowadays, man. You can't talk. Talking is not efficient, I guess.
Yeah, but typing is with your thumbs.
Yeah, absolutely. I always get in trouble because of the emojicons I use.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. My kids always tell me I'm using the wrong ones. Patrick tells me I'm using the wrong ones. He's nodding
I'll send
right
a
now.
certain one and Sierra get on to me. Like, that ain't what that means.
How am I supposed to know? Is there a chart somewhere of what the code?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to know what they mean, Patrick?
I just know. I don't know.
Okay, so then I'm never going to use the right ones then. Or is this like a secret you can't tell me?
Listen, I don't know.
Well, look, it's this simple. We're basically the butt of all their jokes when we do that.
Yeah.
So just roll with it and have fun. I'll on purpose send the wrong ones.
Yeah. Yeah, my son goes, laugh out loud, your emoji use. What? but I make up what it because it's a language, right? And especially if no one wants to talk about the language, it means whatever we think it means. So, but I think there are things that people could do. You could reach out, you could text people, you could email them, you could send them an actual letter or whatever. I know a lot of people got burnt out on the general election because that was going on, but Georgia's important. So if you're in Georgia, you're probably a little famous right now from
Georgia,
Go ahead.
Because of the way that the general election looks to be trending, Georgia is currently the most important thing, hands down. I'm not. No mincing words. Georgia is the most important part of the election where we currently sit. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's why GOA is here. That's why we're doing, in addition to what I'm doing, we're doing ads. We're doing other types of phone calls. We're spending a lot of our members' dues on this election. And look, I'm going to leave Georgia with an empty table because I left nothing on it. And I'm giving it my all, and I need people to join me. So
yeah. What's your and we got like 10 minutes left. I don't know if I'm missing out anything here. Patrick, Dave, is there any questions that you want to ask Jordan before I get into stuff?
Just refresh me where to go to find sign up for email alerts. Where do I go to find the
So if you go to gunowners.org/volunteer, all of that is on there. So if I can rattle off the dates again. So we have this Saturday, December 12th, we have 2 locations. We have one in Savannah, which is the 9 Line Apparel Shop. They've been very generous to let us use their spot as a meetup. That's 450 Fort Argyle Road, Savannah, Georgia, 31419, starting at 9 a.m. And then in Smyrna, we have another location. It's Adventure Outdoors in Remington Hall. It's their banquet hall at 2500 South Cobb Drive, Southeast, Smyrna, Georgia, 380. And that starts at 10:30 a.m. And I want to thank both 9 Line and Adventure Outdoors for letting us use their facilities as a meetup. They're being very generous. So I would encourage you to buy something from them because they're helping us by giving us a meetup location to go out and door knock. So we meet up there. We'll get you trained and then we'll send you on your way. And that's it. And you'll have an app. We'll get you all squared away with that, and then we'll show you how to door knock. You go up to the door, you knock, you step back. You just ask them, can I count on your support for Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue? They'll say yes or no or unsure, and then you leave. Move on to the next one. Yeah. And that is important. That's how we can win this election, by contacting voters, by voter contact, voter outreach.
If we weren't so serious here, I would have totally capitalized on that little slip up, but I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna let it go because you're awesome, Jordan.
Jordan. If somebody in the listening audience wanted to join Gun Owners of America, how would they do it?
So they can go to our website at gunowners.org, and there's a red join tab. You click that, and it's $25 for the basic.
It is well worth it. You don't get a whole lot. You're not getting that crappy mailing or those stupid Chinese knives or whatever, but it's a $25 well spent. It's one of, I think, the only organization I belong to at the moment.
Thank you.
So I like when my pro gun organizations pinch pennies, because it means that the stuff's going to good things. You've got to write out your own card, your own membership card with GOA. Okay.
They're saving money to spend it where it matters.
Yeah.
Well, do you know how much your membership goes to stuff like this, right? It's because of our member support that I have the money to rent a car, rent a place to stay and get some food, and then go out and do all this work during the week. This is what your membership goes to. I don't have big fancy suits. I'm doing work to protect the Second Amendment.
Oh, God,
okay.
Don't get me started.
You don't have $50,000 suits.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Is that T-shirt made by Armory? Is that who makes that T-shirt?
No, it's 9 Line, in fact. Yeah.
9 Line, nice. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, so 9-line Adventure Outdoors. I saw Brian Quick says, I've spent a lot of money at Adventure Outdoors. Very cool. Shout out to Adventure Outdoors and 9-line. If we could do anything, like if they want to come on here or something like that and plug their own stuff or whatever, it's very cool of them to offer that space for doing that.
Real quick, before you go, Jordan, when is the election day again? For anybody that's in Georgia watching that, because it has already slipped my mind, what day is election day?
Early voting begins December 14th. Election day is January 5th.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 2 weeks. Whoever's in Georgia out there, you have 2 weeks to get this done. And it is on you. The country is literally looking to you to make the right call.
Yeah, it's in your hand. It's in your hands, right? Is that what you're trying to say,
100%.
Dave?
100%. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're registered to vote, there's no reason, if you register to vote and you voted in Georgia, just do this.
Can I just complain for a second?
Sure.
I don't understand people that don't vote. It doesn't make sense to me. It takes, here in Gainesville, maybe it's a little different. It's not like I live in New York and have to wait an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I go down the block and walk in and punch my stuff in and be done.
Mm-hmm.
But my office pays me. I get an hour out of my day to go vote. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I just don't understand. I can understand with how the election went this time, feeling defeated and feeling like what's it matter. But at the same point, it doesn't. It's the least effort you have to do. Like, in your day, it's the easiest thing you could do in a day. Getting out of bed is harder than pressing a button on a button.
And maybe you're doing it once a year. Maybe you're doing it once a year, right?
Yeah, it's not like you have to do it like twice a week.
No.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you're doing it once a year.
Gotta make my coffee and go vote again.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
And I mean, if you really think about all of this, in Florida, I know there was big turnout everywhere. The one way to do this is to crush the numbers, right? And I bet you they try to do that stuff here in Florida. I think it's a little bit more difficult because of who's mostly running Florida right now. But, the numbers are a big deal. You got to get out there and crush all of these things so it's within, like, there's no doubt of what's going on. And hopefully in Georgia they're looking more closely at everything that's happening right now because of this. But numbers mean a lot.
I don't know. So I think electors got lazy or didn't do what they could have to help prevent what potentially is going to happen with the presidential election.
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening here. There are too many eyes on this. There's no way they're pulling shenanigans. It's just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So if that is your concern, if anybody's out there's like, well, they're just going to, there's no way they're taking this one. It's just, with every eye that's on this right now, there's no way they don't have the space to pull shenanigans.
Yeah. Len Holt says, I guess he's saying look it up. Since November 3rd, new Georgia residents have increased by 138K.
Wow.
So that's interesting. And Babyface P said, 75 watching. How many of you are in Georgia? Good question. And smash the thumbs ups while you're out there, while you're doing it. Brian Hill said he thought about moving to Georgia. Don't get yourself in trouble. Okay. You don't want to get in trouble over this, but you can still do stuff if you're not in Georgia to help out. There's a lot. I bet you everyone has a friend in Georgia. Come on.
I'm trying to think if I actually... I have a friend whose family's in Georgia. Well, Dave,
you were my friend. You were my friend in Georgia, Dave. Everyone has a friend that's in Georgia. Just think about it. You got someone in Georgia, someone in the family, that you could think of, you can reach out to, that you could talk to on social media or something like that, and try to get this thing going. Try to lend a hand in this. Hopefully next Saturday you're able to make it out. I'll throw out some stuff on social media to remind everyone about that. Brian Quick says, I live in Georgia. I can only vote once.
If you know people in Georgia, if you have friends there, family there, remind them that the voting day is this. You can go early vote, and here's why it's important to vote pro-gun. These are your reasons. You may not like everything that these two candidates have done in the past or whatever, but this is what we got in front of us, and you play the hand you have.
Right.
It's just the way it is.
Because the left is playing theirs.
Oh, perfectly.
Yeah. Atomic Bull says they will steal both seats in Georgia too. It's just easy for them. Yeah, but you can't let them you can't stand back and let them do it. So,
Make them steal them. Don't give them. Don't hand
That's
them to them.
exactly right.
Yeah,
don't just give it away.
Yeah, Len Holt says
Because-
David is my friend. Him and some leather suit wearing guy in Air Atlanta.
Oh no! Oh no! Did he tap on your foot under a toilet stall?
Yeah.
He stretched a little extra wide.
Yeah, that's a little. James Miller also says, Hank, you know Dave from Liberty Suppressors. Reach out to him. Make sure he votes.
Okay. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. And Pixamite says, I'm in Georgia on the north end. Hello, fellow Georgians out there. And James Miller says, also make sure IV88 votes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
He's going to
told
vote.
him the other
I'm
day.
sure of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're pretty
Absolutely.
sure.
He's been very helpful as well to us. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let me do this because I know we hit up against the 8 o'clock hour here. Jordan, before you get out of here, what are the last things you want to say to these folks? What do you want them to know here?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you, Hank, for letting me come on. It was great to meet you a couple weeks ago. Everyone, please support Hank and David and all these guys and Patrick. They deserve your support because they help me get out my message and amplifying my voice. And guys, if you can make it this Saturday, December 12th, either in Savannah or in Smyrna, I'd be honored to have you to come with us. I'll be in Smyrna, and the rest others of my team will be in Savannah. And I'd be honored to have you come out and knock doors with us. It's really fun. It is fun to get out, and you never know who you're going to meet. You get some really fun stories. If you can't do that, please consider doing phone calls. You can sign up for all of this at gunowners.org/volunteer. And guys, we can't sit this out. It's the Second Amendment is worth fighting for. Let's do something about it. And that's all I got. Thank you, Hank. Thank you, all you guys, for letting me come on. I genuinely appreciate it.
You're welcome. Big thanks to you for doing what you're doing here, man. I know it's not easy. You've been away from home for several weeks now, at least. And I know there's other folks from GOA out there with you doing this. So big thanks to those guys and everyone else. There's lots of people. I don't want to make this seem like there aren't other people involved in this. There are a lot of folks out there that are involved in this and are doing things. So shout out and thanks to all those guys. 42 Chill says, please support Jordan in the GOA. Patrick and Dave, if you guys want to say something before Jordan leaves, I'll let you guys go.
Yeah, I just want to thank Jordan personally for all the hard work he's been doing behind the scenes. I mean, it's a lot of time and energy, and he needs our support. You guys get behind what he's doing because he's doing the good work.
It's really easy to sit back and go, it's Georgia, it's their fight, they need to fight it out themselves. But like for me, I can't up and go to Georgia to help go door to door. But I didn't realize the phones was a thing. I will be signing up after the podcast tonight.
Oh, babyface on the phone. Oh no.
I hate talking to people. People, you guys probably don't realize because I'm on here and loud. I'm extremely introverted. I don't like calling.
He doesn't
people.
like talking to me.
I will go out of my way for something this big. It's that important. You need to do it. Don't leave it up to somebody else. It's very easy for us to go, the other guy's going to do it. Don't fall for that. It's on you. Right. It's on all of us.
Absolutely. Well said, Patrick.
Sign up.
All right. Thanks so much, Jordan. We really appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, guys. Take care.
Peace.
Thank you.
All right. We're staying here for the rest of the hour, guys.
I'm already getting anxious because I really hate making phone calls, but I'm doing it. I'm going to call right now. I'm going to set up right now to do it.
You're going to set up? Okay. I think Walter was trying to call in. We should get him back here in a second. Actually, let me... Oh, there we go.
Especially cold calling. Cold calling sucks.
Looks like
but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I could just imagine Babyface. This is Babyface P?
How are you going to vote?
I work as a business-to-business Google tech support, so I'm used to talking to people all day long.
Oh,
So
so
it's not
that's
like
why you
bad.
don't really like it right there.
I hate it.
Yeah. Because
was
Lola's
on a
like that
phone-
too. She doesn't want to talk to anyone after her day talking to people all day.
I was on a phone call today with a customer for an hour and 20 minutes trying to. Anyways, she has no technical skills, and I have to try to explain to her how to run her Google Enterprise stuff, and it's.
Yeah.
So that's I just hate phone calls, but I'm gonna do it. It's worth it.
Absolutely. Shout out to 13C Gun Reviews out there. Shout out to Joe. He says, thank you, Jordan. Pixamite says, smash those thumbs ups. We got Walter Keller joining us.
Ta-da!
Coming in. Ba-boom! Walter.
How you doing, Walter?
All right, how's it going,
What's
guys?
going on?
Good.
Yeah. Big thanks out there to Jordan and the GOA and all the stuff that they're doing. And all the other organizations. There's lots of other organizations that are out there fighting for the Second Amendment every day. And if those folks are listening, I don't want anyone to think that we don't think you're doing stuff. We know you are. And if you want to come on and talk about it and reach out to our audience and stuff like that, it's real easy. Just reach out to me and or Lola, and we'll make that happen. So, all right. So, where do we go from here?
I'm agitated.
Oh,
Why are
there
you
go.
Have you watched any of this, or were you talking?
And, well, it has nothing to do with what you guys are doing.
Oh,
okay.
I was about to say.
I was assembling my Glock 19 clone pistol,
Uh-oh.
and I found out I'm missing a major component.
Uh-oh. What are you missing?
The barrel? The barrel locking piece.
Oh.
Oh,
The barrel stop piece.
Oh.
the little bar.
The metal
Chunk
thing.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to install the slide
Oh,
kit.
you're not using a polymer 80 kit. You're using a frame.
Yeah. Well,
The metal.
yeah.
Let me do like this. The metal part there. That
Yeah.
metal
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
important part.
With,
Yeah,
yeah.
it stops the barrel, makes
Yeah.
the barrel do its thing. Well, I'm trying to put the slide stop in, and it's like, what the heck is going on? This ain't right. The spring ain't supposed to be sticking.
Where was
up
your
in the
parts list? Where was your Glock mat?
Air. Oh,
That's rhetorical. That's rhetorical.
Wait, you're just
No.
Walter, you're just missing the takedown lever? That's all you're missing?
no, I have the lever. I don't have the block.
Oh, so you're missing the whole block. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me stupid me thinking I'm buying a receiver, right? I did buy a receiver, but that don't come with that. None of the lower parts kit don't come with that.
Nope.
And it's like, oh.
Nobody ever talks about that. We should make a
Yeah.
point of saying
What
And then when
what part of the gun is
I
that
would-
considered?
it's the locking block, the
Yeah,
rail.
it-
I can take it out and show you.
Okay.
it makes, when you pull the slide back, it makes the barrel drop down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I go to slide I think when I'm all done, I slide the upper onto the lower, and it's like, this ain't right. Something ain't working. And it wasn't, and then it didn't want to come apart. And I was like, oh, come on, no, not me, don't.
It happens. It happens. Let's see. Let's go to
Yeah, that-
Babyface.
Very,
Yeah.
very important little
Yeah.
piece that locks the barrel
Yeah.
and
Oh,
unlocks
okay.
the barrel.
Yeah, Walter. I agree with 42 chilled, Walter. Why don't you just go out to your CNC machine, punch in a few codes, and bake your own lock
That's
and
all.
block?
Just
how that
pull one
works.
out right quick.
Dave
Yeah.
can tell us too. You both know that's how it works, right? You
Yeah.
just hit the button.
I mean, aren't you guys like Tony Stark?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can talk to it. I can just talk to it and
Yeah.
move my hand on the screen and
Right. What would Tony Stark do? That's the gun. That's the just like WWSD. What would Stoner do? What would Stark do? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the gun I want to see.
Walter,
so,
I'll
and
look.
then-
I may have one. I'll look downstairs.
okay, that's for a 19. I don't know if it's the same as a 17. It probably is.
I think it is. I'll look to see if I
And
have
of,
one.
and of course, I have a 17. I have a Polymer 80 17 that we put together, and then I have a 40 Gen 2, and of course I've loaned them out to somebody to make some drawings,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have them. I don't have them here to look at, and I'm like, oh man, what am I missing? And so I got out my little 42,
Mm-hmm.
the 380,
Mm-hmm.
and the 380 just like a shrunk down, and I look at it and go, oh. That's what I'm missing.
Right.
It's like, ugh.
See, everyone thinks those Glocks are just easy to put together, man. Just slap, dash, boom. There you go.
Well, it was going pretty good. I was watching the internet and watching a video and all that stuff.
Whose
And
video were
then
you
it just,
Whose
like-
video were you looking at?
I don't remember. It wasn't.
Was it Tactical
It wasn't-
Toolbox?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. See,
Um,
that's where you messed up.
Probably so. Probably so. It's
Yeah.
funny though. People say they have this video that says assemble the slide, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a P80 and a Polymer 80, and the guy's got the things like one guy had the whole firing pin assembly already together with the spring and the little keepers and all that stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, I got to whoa.
Yeah.
So very few people did it from scratch, from a pile of parts.
A lot of those videos have been getting hit up, so
Well,
Oh, they're
Yeah.
flagging them.
yeah. So it's going to be tough, and then some people remove them and stuff like that. So, okay, a couple of things.
YouTube can. Never mind.
Yeah.
It would
I'll
have been
get it.
nice. Whatever I was about to say.
Yeah. Yeah, Babyface, do you have a video up on the Glock putting together?
I don't know that I have one on the Polymer 80. If somebody wants to send me a Polymer 80 kit, I'll build it for you and do a video. Well, no, I'll build it for me and do a video.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I can't give
Exactly.
it back to you once it's a firearm.
No. They're
Watch
giving
what you say.
it to you.
That's right.
So let's do some new stuff. Gray Death says, not to be a Debbie Downer, but Chuck Yeager passed away today.
yeah.
So that was the
man.
first guy to break the sound barrier, right? Am I?
Yes, correct,
Mhm.
correct.
Yeah. So
And
R.I.P.
he did lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of cool stuff.
Yeah.
He was a fighter ace, World War II fighter ace in one day. He shot down 5 planes in one day.
Mm.
I
Wow.
was reading a little bit today, and then he went, and another day he shot down another 5.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So,
Okay.
and then the day after he shot down the second 5, I think he got shot down. And then
that's the odds.
And walk about a story. Then he was smuggled with the French resistance to Spain, and then they had to go over he went with another wounded pilot over the Pyrenees, the mountains.
Wow.
It's a really interesting story.
Is there a movie? Is there like a good movie on
The
Chuck
Right
Yeager?
Stuff.
The right. Okay.
Right
So all of that's in the right stuff.
I'm not sure.
Because I'm pretty
I'm
sure
not-
I thought I saw the right stuff. I didn't see that in there.
Well, it might be after World War II. The right
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about the whole supersonic plane program, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. If someone knows of a good Chuck Yeager like biopic that's out there, let me know.
But here's the perfect guy. He's a country boy from West Virginia,
Mhm.
high school education.
Yeah. West
doesn't-
Virginia. Yeah.
Goes in the military.
Uh huh.
Wants to be a pilot so he doesn't have to do dirty work, basically.
And then they decide to put you on the explodey testy things.
You're
Yeah.
shot. You're shot down. You're wounded.
Mhm. Mhm.
All that good stuff. Yeah. Then and he said, and one thing I read, people like that say, oh, you must not have been afraid to die. He says, I was constantly afraid of
Of
dying.
course. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what probably keeps them, figuring shit out, and getting
Keeps
out
you
of
on
the
edge.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the plane stalls at 30,000 feet and it's spinning like this. It's
Mm-hmm.
like ah.
Yeah. That's an awesome life lived, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he trained the astronauts, the first astronauts. He was one of the ones that trained those guys. So
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So R.I.P. Chuck Yeager. And then to go back a little bit here, someone was asking about the SCOTUS news. So I don't see where it is, but yeah. So let's see if I can pull it up here. And Patrick was talking about this before we went on air. So Texas tries Hail Mary. That's this headline here. And this is from SCOTUS blog. Texas tries Hail Mary to block election outcome updated. In a last-ditch effort to forestall the outcome of the 2020 presidential election, Texas sought on Tuesday to file a lawsuit directly in the Supreme Court, attempting to delay the Electoral College vote and prevent 4 states, Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, from casting their electoral votes for President-elect Joe Biden, who won popular vote in each state. So we know where these guys in this article are coming from.
Yeah, clearly. They're lean.
Yeah, and then goes on to say this highly unusual use of the court's original jurisdiction, which is most often used to resolve interstate disputes involving, for example, water rights, came just 6 days before each state's electors are required by law to meet and cast their ballots in the Electoral College. So
The electors don't have to vote that way either, by the way.
No, they're not
Famous
obligated to
electors
cast a certain vote. No.
No.
People said the same thing when Hillary lost. Faithless electors don't happen often. It's very rare for faithless electors.
Yeah.
Don't hedge your bets on that one.
No.
Yeah. So, and there's a bunch of different places that we can go to for that news. It's Newsweek. I think here. Let me go to the Dallas Morning News. Also has a headline here. It says Texas AG Ken Paxton asked Supreme Court to overturn Trump's defeat by negating 10 million votes in 4 states. So we know these headlines are no joke.
The funny thing is if you go to DuckDuckGo as your instead of Google, try DuckDuckGo, do a search for a similar phrase, totally different results.
Yeah. So we know what's going on there. So what do you? I'll go to DuckDuckGo here while we're talking about it. What do you guys think about this though?
See if I do this right. Let's see if I've got it figured out.
I use DuckDuck.
It looks like that.
Oh, look at that! Dave's actually using it.
Oh, they got an app.
yeah.
I didn't know they had an app. Hold on, I'm gonna have to
Oh
get
yeah,
this
that's
app.
my default browser.
Oh,
It's become my default search engine now.
I use DuckDuckGo and the one that I'm talking to you right here on. So.
oh, okay.
It's,
So let's put.
Hank,
Yeah.
look here, Hank.
Hold on. Let
You
me
see
go.
that-
Let me go
you
full
see that
screen
little
on you.
flame at the bottom?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it because I'm using this research data. But if you hit that flame, it burns your browser history immediately.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, it's
All right. Very nice.
much more friendly to people who don't want to be tracked across the internet.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool. So I'm on DuckDuckGo right now, and what am I supposed to be searching?
Just in general, if you do searches for things like Hillary Clinton PRI,
Yeah.
typically on Google it would not put prison at the end, where DuckDuckGo autocorrects prison every time.
Yeah. 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 I'm gonna have to get the. Let me see. I'm gonna look up the DuckDuckGo app right now.
You can also, on the newest, for anybody out there that's on the evil iPhone like me, on the latest version of iOS, you can now switch your default browser and your default search engine to whatever you want. So for me, Chrome still opens because I work for Google, but the default search engine now goes to DuckDuckGo whenever I search for something instead of Google. So
And what's
Still getting
bizarre,
used.
I have an evil iPhone too, and whenever you open some kind of a link or an application, it'll give you choices of browsers to open it with. It'll show you Safari and Chrome and a third one. I don't even remember what it is now, but then I have to go down to the bottom and it says choose browser manually or what, and you hit that one, then it'll let you see DuckDuckGo.
Yep. They don't. Remember,
Don't
big
you
data is how they make their money. So they don't want that going away.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they're pushing people away because remember when Google used to have their motto be "Do no evil." Remember that?
Yeah.
Then they
Don't
got
be
rid of
evil.
that. Yeah, don't be evil. Guess what they did?
Yep.
They stopped. They stopped that. So what does that tell us?
Yep.
Now they decided to be evil.
We know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a man on the inside.
Yeah, TC says, wait, did he say he works for Google? Op. Babyface is an op.
I am. I'm a plant.
Yeah, Brian Quick says Face P takes that evil empire money and buys guns with it. Paradoxical.
Pretty much what I do. That is exactly what I do.
Listen,
That's doing the good work.
let me explain something to you. Patrick will take anybody's money and buy
No,
guns
not
with
guns.
There are limits here, okay?
it. Guns?
Meth is
For
out of
guns?
the question. Okay,
Oh, okay.
never once on meth.
Uh-huh.
He's an out the front addict. So
Yeah.
Patrick is.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, here we go. He's probably got like 5 or 6 on his desk right now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out the fronts and 1 side opening.
Uh-huh. Are
How
they
you
all
use it.
Microtex?
I just moved to fixed blades.
Oh boy.
You know,
Knives are
you
coming out
don't have to
now.
worry about it. It's
Yeah, you
always
just-
out.
Look,
Yep,
there's
we got
mine.
cheap.
Boom.
Yeah.
Me too, Dave. I got my fixed blade right here.
There you go. But seriously, I carry this on the front of my belt.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's
You know,
one hand
I've never-
operation. There's no springs to fail. Works.
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually carried this, but Hank gave me this a while ago to try. This is the Karambit from
Tops knives.
From Tops. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a fixed blade Karambit style knife. So
Mhm.
if you really are in the thick of things, this thing would.
Oh,
do
that's
what you need.
that's a dinosaur claw right there.
Oh, it'll do what
Yeah.
needs to get done.
Yeah.
I watched guys that train with those.
Oh,
Dude, it would be a very ugly mess to get in a fight with a guy with one of those.
Yeah.
That has just a little bit of training.
Yeah, those
It would
guys
be
who are
messy.
fast like Doug Marcata, you won't even know what happened to you.
I watched the video of Doug Marcaida using a Karambit, like showing how to strike with a Karambit. It's like I never want to see him in a dark alley.
And let me
Yeah,
tell,
it's like-
let me.
He's on my side, right?
yeah, exactly.
Motorboater says Walt's poop knife just keeps getting bigger.
Let me find the poop knife. Let
Yeah.
me show the.
So,
poop knife.
so you know,
Well,
Doug
he'll have
Marcaida
that big
actually.
double sword. Go ahead.
No, I'm just
sorry,
doing a
Hank.
little brag here of a real sad story. Doug Marcaida actually gave me a knife.
And what'd you
And
do?
lost it.
I lost it. Yeah.
Oh,
I took that thing to SHOT Show.
you did what?
I should- He gave it to me at SHOT Show, but I took it back to another SHOT Show, lost it. I have no clue what happened to that.
All right.
Somebody out
here's
there
the
has
original-
that.
Here's the original poop knife, they call it, right?
Mhm.
And what this is, Dave, it's a knife like a lineman uses to trim insulation off of big cables.
Yeah.
And I found it at the flea market one day, and I thought, that's a cool looking knife. So as soon as I brought it on the show, everybody says that's my poop knife. For
It's a,
some
it's a turd cutter.
Yeah.
whatever poop is, I don't know. Maybe.
Uh,
So I threw a little water on the poop knife, and what do we get? Ah.
Ah.
It grows quickly.
Yeah.
yeah.
The big daddy to the poop knife. I think the poop knife came along a little bit more than that. You had some kind of knife that everyone was like, what is that knife for? And somehow people decided that was for your pooping.
Oh, okay. Well,
Because maybe
Plus-
maybe that's when we ran out of toilet paper or something. I don't know.
That might have been. That might have
this
been.
is made by Klein Tools. You're familiar with Klein Tools, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's an electrician's knife. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has a leather handle, which it's an older version of it. Now they have a plastic handle, but yeah, I thought it was cool because big
It
and
is.
thick and
Yeah.
Cable sheet ripper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there you go.
That is
Put that right
cool.
next-
Brian Hill wants to know how much is the Karambit top design. Are you let's see if we
It is called the Quickie. Just a Quickie.
Hold on.
I'll go look it up. I have no idea.
Yeah. Let me see here if I could Quickie from Tops Knives.
Looks like it is Blade HQ has it for $62.
62. Okay, that's
$62
not bad.
Reasonable enough.
Yeah, because I think Tops Knives says it's $90, so that's the
Yeah, so you can pick it up
62 is
from
a good.
Blade
Yeah, that's actually a
Did
good
I-
price.
Did I tell you guys how much I sold that Frisco Shiv knife for? That boot knife
No.
I had?
No.
It's sold on eBay for $91.
What?
Jeez.
Nice.
And it was made by knife company Gerber Frisco Shiv, and it's just basically a little boot knife. And I guess they don't make them anymore, but people like them. And
One thing I've learned is knife people, when they got their eye on, it's like gun people. You get your eye on something and you're like, I gotta have it.
Yeah.
I don't care what it costs, I gotta have it.
Yeah, Edward Andrews wants to know if I lost the multi-tool he gave me at SHOT Show. No. What was that multi-tool, by the way?
You're watching the show right now. No, I haven't.
No. Actually, the other day, Lola was asking me where I got a multi-tool from, and I believe it was that one. She was like, where'd you get this thing? I believe that multi-tool, Edward Andrews, now resides in Lola's Tesla. Because she was like, where'd you get this thing from? And I was like, it was from Edward. No, I didn't remember it was from Edward Andrews, actually. But I said someone nicely gave it, because it's a really nice multi-tool. So it's in Lola's Tesla. I'm pretty sure it's that one in there. Maybe, I don't know. It's probably too cold outside to get Lola to go check it out. But it's in the Tesla as the emergency. if we've got to like take out a battery or something from the Tesla or something, change the batteries.
Do you know where the battery's at in the Tesla?
It's in the floor. It's in the floor. It's not easy to get
The
to.
whole floor.
You never know. It could be an apocalypse. And you gotta strip it down.
If we need to get lead to make bullets, we know which floor to dig through. Pull the lead paneling out and
Not
start
the
melting it
Tesla.
down.
Yeah.
Those are lipos. I don't know that I'd
Oh,
want any
never
part of
mind.
that.
Yeah, never mind. That might kill you pretty quick.
Yeah.
Catch fire.
Right. It's got a big emergency disconnect in there, believe it or not.
Yeah,
So-
I don't think they're lipo anymore. They've got some kind of weird battery tech they've invented. It's
Who?
not Tesla.
Oh,
They've
okay.
got some kind of bizarre tech they've invented for them batteries. But
The new.
Go ahead.
No, you were talking about Battery Day. Are you talking about Battery Day?
Yeah,
So test the batteries.
yeah. They're talking about like if you take it apart, it looks like a zillion double A's is what it looks like. And they said one of those cells will propel that Tesla like 285 feet. That's how powerful one of them batteries is. So it's incredible how much energy they can cram into those things.
It looks like just a bunch of double A's sticking out of the floor. How weird is that?
Yeah. Are you talking about the new batteries? Because the new ones from Battery Day are like a little bit thicker and more densely packed. They kind of have like this, the shape of a snail going on.
Yeah, they just had an announcement. They did a press release on it and did an announcement recently about the new battery tech they invented. And
Right.
I don't remember what it is about it, but
These
it has
pictures-
something to do with the way they connect them. And
Yeah.
it's a lot more efficient.
It's very
There's a
interesting.
picture.
Yeah, I think the new ones are going to have a 1,000,000-mile life. Or
Yeah,
something
some
like
kind of
that.
crazy lifespan. Yeah.
Yeah, the new ones.
I have to laugh, and you know why I have to laugh?
Why?
You remember fluorescent bulbs have like a 20,000-hour life in your house, right?
And they last
and,
two
they that's if you never turn them off.
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, okay, back. Speaking of Tesla, did anybody watch the almost Starcraft or Starship launch today?
It didn't launch?
No.
Okay,
What they're going to do, they're going to fire it off, take it up to like 41,000 feet, and then let it go on its side and come back down sideways, and then right before it gets toward the ground, straighten out and land.
Wow.
Are they just testing this to see if they can do that? Is that what they're trying for?
Well, that was the whole idea, to test that. Yes.
That propulsion
Like
and landing.
improper re-entry, can they ride it before it crashes test?
Well, that's kind of how it'll land. It'll come down to slow it down. It'll
Sideways.
come down sideways. Right.
Oh, yeah, because it has more drag.
Yeah, that's correct.
That
But it went down. It went down 5, 4, 3, 2,
And
1, and some fuzzy stuff came out of the engine. Some thing, and then they shut down. Boom. So it's like, oh man, come on! I
Some
waited
kind
an
of
hour
warning.
to see that.
Yeah. The
It was
warnings
almost
went
as
off.
bad as it was almost as bad as trying to order a gun from PSA. You know what I mean?
Oh, boy.
When they came out with their new guns, like their AK-74 and the pistol they were
crash.
gonna, it was like right at 3:59. It went online, and I hit the button, and I didn't have my browser my ad blocker turned off, and I got it in my cart, but it wouldn't let me check out. And I'm like, go on, come on. Too late.
Too late.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll just be honest with you, Walter. As much as you have basically financially supported PSA, they should just box one up and send it to you when they
Yeah,
come out.
every
with
product.
you.
I'm not arguing.
That would be awesome. And I forever call infinite dibs on all of Walter's PSA guns. I already called it. No one else could do it now.
Infinite
yeah.
is.
Yeah, I call infinite dibs on that.
Well, I got you a special deal on a Glock 19 with no locking block.
I'll give you $2.
Fixer upper.
$2 on it. Yeah, listen, since we're into guns, let's talk about some Liberty stuff. We obviously can't show any guns, but I don't remember them giving us a restriction on suppressors, so I'm just gonna show.
Yeah.
I've got a Mystic X over here. Boom.
Yeah, and you paid the tax stamp on that. I mean, there's it's all good. Yeah.
There's my Centurion that's on the MP5 that's just out of camera shot.
Oh yeah.
I like that Centurion on the MP5. It works good. But
The tone is always the tone's what gets me about the Liberty cans. It's got that deep tone, which makes it much more pleasant to the ear than the competition that I have sitting off camera.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bunch of so Clint Sanders says, I just got my Liberty Sovereign, looking at getting 45 and 22 can. Recommendations, Dave.
22 first.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, there's two routes. Ultimate suppression, if he wants it to be absolutely as quiet as possible, it's going to be a regulator in 22 long rifle. But if he really wants it to be super maintenance friendly, we built that Vector on purpose to make it easy to clean. Because there's two different schools of thought, and some people want to be able to clean their guns and cans easily, and some people want them to be really, really, really quiet. And we have both choices. The Vector sounds good, but the regulator beats it.
Okay.
So depending on what he wants, and the Vector is also configurable. You can make it 5 inches or 6 inches, depending on what application you want to use and those sorts of things. But yeah, and then for 45, it's Cosmic, straight up.
Cosmic. Okay. So the Vector you could put on more than a 22, right? You could put that on 17 HMR, a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah.
Or both of them can go
caliber up to. I think that Super Mag is probably pushing it. Or, what's that new rimfire round that you probably can't get ammo for it no way, so there's no reason in talking about it.
Are you talking about the TC? No, not TC.
No, it's like a Winchester Super Mag.
Huh. Really?
Yeah, it's like Winchester Magnum rimfire, but it's like bigger.
Okay.
Let me make a suggestion to those folks too with a 22. Get a gun with a longer barrel. You burn that powder up more, and it'll be real quiet.
Yeah.
That's magic. Seriously.
Yeah. Clint Sanders says, cool, I'll be getting a Vector and Cosmic.
Nice.
Or
put it on a nice bolt action rifle, 22, and then it's real quiet.
Yeah. That's the dream. Are you guys still doing the bolt action integrally suppressed rifles?
As a custom order kind of thing, and the custom queue is kind of deep right now. We've got another one of those Gatling guns to do, and there's all sorts of stuff that's waiting to be built.
Go ahead, Patrick.
I was just going to ask, did that end up being a single stamp item? How did you guys end up doing it?
Because it's built integrally on a single gun, and we have an outer shell that goes. There's 8 cores that screw onto the 8 barrels, but there's an outer shell tube that goes over all of it, and it's assembled in such a way that you can't remove any one portion and it work right. It's designed.
Is that on the website?
No. Wait, is it on the website?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's on the webpage.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull up the page.
It's called the Gatling Canister.
Okay. Hold on.
So Gatling Canister.
If we go to let me go to your page. And where would I find it on the page?
It's under silencers at the very top. New Gatling Canister.
Oh, there we go. Boom.
It's in that drop down.
Oh my goodness! Boom.
The video with the drill. Oh man, put a drill to the side of it.
He literally form tubed that drill because that was a Milwaukee drill and it had a serial number on it, and he read that drill as a machine gun so he could do that.
A bunch of people were saying, "Oh, that makes it a machine gun."
Where is that video? Where is that video? Let me just. Is that on your channel or?
It's maybe or on our Facebook.
Okay.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
If someone knows where that video is, tell me and we'll
For anybody that's not aware, as long as it's hand cranked, it's not a machine gun. But if you automate it, it's a machine gun. So.
So what are these being sold for?
A lot. It's on the webpage there. It's like
a lot.
$4,500, I think.
Here we go. Let me go back to the.
You got what? 10 grand in that whole package: suppressor, the gun.
Yeah, $4,195. So $4,195. That's not bad.
Yeah, really? It's on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. So and that is how. So how long does it take for someone to get it?
Right now, the custom shop is run. We only have one guy that does the custom builds, and because what we've learned is one guy follows that gun from start to finish. So Jared will build that can, and right now he's getting caught up. But it'll take him. I think it took him about a month to actually cut all the parts out for the first one. One guy spent a month building that last one.
Wow.
I'm guessing a lot had to go into design, CADing, G-coding it. So
does that guy get to sign off on that, or?
Yeah, and he'll be the first one to shoot it, everything.
Okay. And then, by the way, I'm going to play the video. So for everyone looking, Dave's or Liberty Suppressor's YouTube is libertycan.net, and
spell out dot. It's LibertyCan's .net.
Yeah,
is the YouTube channel.
So here, let me see. I'll skip forward here because they're showing some of the.
I love that he used a serial number on the Milwaukee and turned it into a machine gun.
Yeah, he did. He had a 42 with him that day.
That's funny.
So we got some people. There's some people hand cranking it.
We know a guy that's got one of those.
It escalates quickly. It's only 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's.
Oh my
see.
God! The Betamax sticking out the side is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's the drill. So that Milwaukee drill now is drill is a machine gun?
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. I think that's well worth the money. The money actually is not too bad. Considering,
I mean, when you consider that it's a man's labor for a month plus materials.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot there's a lot happens to make that work. I mean,
let me go back, by the way, because I just noticed that I'm not subscribed to Liberty through this channel, Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded. So I'm gonna smash the subscribe button. I suggest you guys do that also out there, and hit the thumbs ups, and also go comment as well.
Dude, you're awesome.
Doesn't take that much. Doesn't take that much to smash a comment in there.
I bet that papered Milwaukee or DeWalt drill gets a lot of questions if you had to do like a when you do your compliance thing.
Yeah.
And some pencil pushing ATF agent comes in and he goes, What's this? You can't do that. I gotta talk to someone. I gotta call someone.
Yeah.
You know, that's their thing. You know, it's like, oh fuck.
I've got the perfect video that you should make, Dave. Right now, Walter just gave me the idea. You get a very nice carrying case for that Milwaukee drill. You get a nice Pelican case for it and everything. Lock it up. Go to the airport and declare it. But you got to have a GoPro on. We need to see what happens.
Have a Form 2 in the case with it.
Yeah.
So I got paperwork. Yeah.
Declare it and wait for them to come. Because I want to see the look on their face.
Have the padlocks on it and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And because they're like, wait a second, sir, you don't have to.
It's just a drill.
Yeah, they're like, that is a machine gun, sir.
Yeah.
That would be so awesome, man. That would go viral.
Or better yet, you just travel all over with it knowing that it is one and just laugh the whole time.
Oh no, because we can't put that on the internet.
Yeah, they'll never figure it out.
Yeah,
they'll never.
Because someone like our friend Vincent Sheffield from the ATF will show up. Like, oh yeah, you were flying around with your Milwaukee drill, huh? You thought that was cute. Yeah.
By the way, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. DCG 44 says 17 WSM. Is that the round you were talking about before?
Yes.
Okay.
That's Winchester Super Mag. It's a real hot rimfire round. It's real big. It's a larger case, longer.
It's like
Ruger's
twice the size of a 22.
Yeah, it's a hot rod round, dude.
Yeah.
So that one's a late edition. We haven't tested that round, so we don't know what'll happen if you shoot that round. So, but we have tested all of the regular ones, like the 17 HMR, the 22 Winchester Magnum rimfire, and of course the regular rimfire rounds.
Yeah.
But
someone send me I have a Vector the Liberty Vector. Someone send me the gun and everything, and I'll test it.
Yeah, we're gonna
and if I blow it up, I'll just say, Dave, I don't know what happened to this Vector. It was just sitting there on its own. Next thing I know, it's in pieces. I don't know what happened.
If you can get someone to send you a rifle and 1,000 rounds of ammo, we'll video the torture test.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see.
And I'll fix your can. So.
Yeah. Michael Avon says he wants to see that video of you declaring that drill. You guys have to do it. You gotta.
We didn't register it. It came from Mississippi. That's their drill.
Oh.
Yeah, he brought it with a form too.
Yeah, you got it. So they must have been flying like that then. He
drove up to pick it up.
Oh, okay. He drove up.
He registered the drill so that when we videoed it, it would be a legal action on video.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had Form 2 with him. He actually had one.
Yeah. Tell him to fly with it and declare it. It would be so awesome. You might want to customize the box and put a big, a big what is it? It's a Milwaukee, right? You never know. Yeah. Milwaukee might love that. They might. I don't know. It's 50-50.
I wonder if Milwaukee, somebody should email them and be like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I turned one of yours into a machine gun legally.
They'd probably get all mad and butt hurt.
You never know. They might be pro gun. You never know. Kiaski says, pisses me off that we're seemingly so close to suppressors being just like guns, and now we're closer to guns being like suppressors.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
That was kind of competing with CB's comment from earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I just got another idea for when you're flying with that drill. You got to get the dildo attachment.
Well, this turns south in a hurry.
Okay. Maybe don't use that one. I don't know. It depends. You could save that for... Okay, Lola just came in here to look at me. It was just a thought that went through my mind, Lola. Okay, Lola. Michael Avon says, or declare it at the FedEx store. Oh boy. Yeah.
I wonder, could you attach pedals like a bicycle on that thing, and what would happen if you rode that thing? You sit down, you just pedal it and make it go. Would that be?
Oh wow.
No, it's hand cranked.
It's foot crank.
Just grabbing it with your feet instead. So,
yeah.
It's just a gun. I think they classify it as a firearm. It's not a gun, a rifle, or a pistol. It's a firearm, like a 1919. The semi-auto.
I mean, that's for some. Like if someone was paraplegic out there,
foot crank it.
Yeah.
Gotta defend your house somewhere.
Yeah, the Americans
put it on your wheelchair over your shoulder and foot crank it.
Yeah. The Americans with Disabilities Act.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ADA is all about that.
Yeah. 100%. Okay, you got to smash the thumbs ups for those jokes. Okay, Lola wants me to go to serious stuff. What else does Liberty have going on? What should we? So how? First of all, here's a good question. How is the suppressor market looking right now? Is the suppressor because you came on before to talk about this, and then actually the guys from the American Association of Suppressors or something like that would be ASS.
ASA,
that would be ASS. It's ASA.
I got to do a little bit of a history lesson before I give my answer.
Okay.
When me and you talked the first time, it was the first part of the year, and it was really sputtering along. It really was. It wasn't a runaway train or anything at that point. And normally, with our sales model, the way we see sales track, we chart it every year, month by month, and it was down from previous years, from over the last decade. It was just kind of sputtering along. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And then you had the guys from the ASA on, and literally like the next week it was like someone turned on a spigot. Maybe they were the ones that did it, but I don't know. But it has been a literal runaway train ever since.
Now maybe they were seeing some advanced sales on their end with the manufacturers of suppressors that they're dealing with. Maybe those guys have more government contracts and stuff like that, and those things were built in to what they were seeing, and then that wave caught up to you. even though you've been around for a long time, I'm not sure where the ranking is going to be, but you're probably not up there with the big dogs getting a lot of military contracts, right?
We do almost no government sales. We sell to some PDs. We've got some police departments that have bought some carbine suppressors, and a few sort teams have put 308 cans on their sniper rifles. We've done a little bit with the feds, very little, but not much. Like we sent a few Infinity X's to was it Aberdeen Proving Grounds. Apparently they was wanting to use them for some kind of testing. They didn't tell us what they were doing with them. And then we sold some stuff to the Department of the Interior, but that's it. I mean, we don't chase that. If they reach out to us, we'll work with them, but we don't go knocking on their door.
Yeah. So what kind of cans are being sold?
Honestly, pretty much everything. Normally, we sell lots of the Mystic X, Infinity X, Cosmic, and then the Rimfires. That's our normal bread and butter kind of stuff, as they say. But here lately, we've been seeing like those Goliath 458 SOCOM 338 cans. They've been leaving like mad, and Sovereigns have been selling super well. We sell Sovereigns as probably 5 to 1 Mystic X to Sovereign, kind of numbers. And here lately, it's been like 1 to 1. It's like, what's going on? But yeah, it's been just off the chain.
So let me see. The Sovereign is for what exactly?
It's a rifle can. It's a 308 can that can be shot. It's muzzle brake mounted. It has the tomb style, which is thread over muzzle brake design. And it taper seats on a taper on the mount. You can put it on a whole different slew of kinds of different guns, but we even make an adapter that fits Mark Krebs's AC-15. That little what's he call his mount? He's got a flash hider mount that's a ICM or IMS. He has the IMS mount, and we make an adapter for the Sovereign that fits it.
Okay.
But, yeah, it doesn't have quite as many adapters as the Mystic family does, but it adapts to quite a few things. I mean, like even in the box, when you get a Sovereign, we send it with a tail cap or a rear mount that's half 28, one that's 5/8 24, and then one of our muzzle brakes in 5/8 24 for your deer rifle.
Okay.
And the muzzle brake is more of a sacrificial blast baffle kind of thing. A lot of guys want to run them because of that. It makes their can last longer.
Okay.
So that's why we included the muzzle brake in the package. But yeah, the price that you see on the website includes all those mounts, the Armageddon gear suppressor cover, and the can.
Okay.
All as a package. You don't just get just the silencer.
Yeah, so that's like $840 for anyone who's wondering. If you're checking out the site, Brick says, "Do they have one that's multi-caliber 5.56 7.62 308?" That's exactly what we're talking about.
The Mystic X will do it too.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's probably why that's going. It's a nice beefy. It looks like it's a beefy can.
It's all titanium. The Sovereign's solid titanium, so it don't weigh nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. How would the 50 cans do? What would the 50? The behemoths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're order only. We don't produce those unless somebody orders one. And we sold quite a few of them this year. We kind of hate to see them come through because it shuts down high volume production to make one of them monsters.
Right.
We have to strip the vices off the mill and reconfigure stuff because the core is so big. It's just, it's a monster. So,
yeah.
But,
I'll run that in for anyone that's picking up a Safety Harbor SHTF 50 and you want to go silent, you want to go whisper mode with that.
Yeah.
You can also get the Behemoth.
We've done it.
Yeah, we've done it, yeah.
The only way we've been able to sound meter it, because with a 50, you can't meter with traditional means. You either have to do a logarithmic measurement and move the meter further away from the gun to get unsuppressed measurements, or what we do is we meter at the shooter's ear only. That's all we do, because the gun is way over 170 at the 1 meter to the left of the muzzle, so there's no point in even checking that. But we're at like 135, 136 at the shooter's ear.
Okay.
On the SHTF 50 upper.
It was pleasantly surprising how not awful it was. Because I expected, with a 50, I expected it to be horrible, but it was shootable. I wouldn't want to shoot it all day long. But it was totally shootable at the ear with full power.
With regular M33 ball. So
that was fine.
Yeah.
And then you start talking the reloads that Walter had.
I had the subsonic stuff. Yeah.
The subsonic reloads. Those were hilarious.
We shot that, Dave, with a 12-inch. I had a 12-inch barrel, and we put the behemoth on it with the subsonic stuff. Talk about a little bitty.
500 grain, 600 grain bullet?
Oh, yeah, that was a 500 grain cast lead bullet, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're like shooting 5,100 black powder loads, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, Lola, is that video when we were shooting the watermelons still up on YouTube? Because we had to take that video down. No?
I have it on Instagram, I think.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can find it.
I saw the video when it came out.
Yeah, YouTube made us take that video down like 3 different times.
I don't get that.
It was just a watermelon.
They just have a problem with it.
I mean, all these other people.
45 can shoot all them Coca-Colas and no one bats an eye, and you can't shoot one lousy watermelon?
I don't know. It's who they decide to go after. Lola, do we have it like on Full 30 or anywhere else? I'm not sure where else it could be.
Gunstreamer.
I'm not sure if it's up there because Gunstreamer has kind of like fallen into disrepair.
I think it's because of the scary red color coming out of that thing. You know what I'm saying?
The one. It was a great video. It's one of the rare times with that video that all we did that day was that video.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm sure we shot other guns because Walter and Patrick could not get together and not shoot a bunch of guns.
Listen, I can't just come out for one gun. That's crazy talk.
I drive 2.5 hours to get there. I'm going to shoot more than one gun.
Yeah. But video-wise, that's it. We just did video of that. We did a whole bunch of different angles, and it was so much work. And it's really, really frustrating to me that every time we put it up on YouTube, we have to take it down. And I go in there and I tell them this is a firearm video because there's all these drop downs now when you put it up. I put controversial, whatever they want. I check everything.
All that jazz.
Yeah. So because they basically have this self-reporting system that they're supposed to be okay with you, and they say it's okay, and then they hit it. So I'll figure out something with that and get that back up there because it's a great video. And the better barrels, Walter, I think from our testing are the longer barrels, right? For suppression.
Of course, it's gonna be a little quieter. Yeah.
I think I got the longest one. Was it 29 inch?
29, yeah.
Yeah, and it's surprisingly accurate with M33 ball, which is not surprisingly accurate ammunition.
No.
But we were getting hits at 1,000 yards on the gong.
With 29 inches of rifling.
Yeah.
That's what you
you see the vertical stringing on that M33 ball is pretty dramatic at 1,000 yards. It was surprising how much vertical stringing we were getting, but we were still getting hits.
Yeah.
But it hit that gong with authority at $1,000.
Yeah.
You could see the gong physically move when you'd hit it. It was cool.
It's a beautiful thing.
Well, that stuff is steel core, so it's going to get a little bit of action on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be a big plume of dust. When it hit it, all the spalling would hit the dirt and kick dust. It was awesome.
Yeah. I think, what were you going to ask, Patrick, before...
Oh, I was just saying that, the 29-inch is, it's required for full powder burn, so that's why...
Yeah, they say 29 to 30 or so is full powder burn, yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
I get people
say, bunch of gunpowder.
Yeah, I mean, people say, why don't you make a longer barrel? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I'm like, the military barrels are longer, and I'm like, well, I can't tell you why they have them longer, but all you're doing is pushing that, past a certain point, you're just pushing that round down.
Yeah, you're causing friction. That's it.
Yeah. So... And what are you gonna carry it in? You're gonna put it in you can't get a case big enough to carry
Trying
it
to get that to
So when I picked that up from Walter and was bringing it to Hank's, the 50, it's tough to get that upper to fit in my Mustang. It's not made for
Mustang.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was not really made for that.
Like putting it in the R8.
It probably, yeah. I don't think it's going to do that at all.
No.
Yeah. He tried to get me to do that. I was like, no, sir. That's not. I'm not running the risk of that thing smashing my window out. You know. Yeah. You know what?
That's the makings of a Chevy Chase movie right there.
Oh boy, yeah. I might get a lot of good views or something like that, or you know, it might go. The photos might go viral, but I'm not trying to explain to Lola.
Yeah, I don't think you'll
with
make
that.
enough back on revenue to buy the window.
No, not at all. So yeah, what was I gonna say there?
We got you way off track.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say I wanted to say the reason I think that the military barrels are longer is because they're built basically off of the original design, and the original design had slower burning propellant, so it took more barrel to burn it.
Yeah, and you got I just tell people another thing too is buying barrels and barrel blanks and having somebody profile a barrel that's 40 inches or 42 inches long. Where are you gonna? People don't have the machinery to do it. Normal machinists don't have that type of stuff, and it's
You
like
need a big industrial lathe to handle it.
right, and then it just gets more and more complicated. And I'm like, no, we're not doing that. So, what if I buy the barrel? I said, well, no, we're not doing that. Yeah. So, no, we're not doing
Yeah,
it.
you're
Get
getting
your
super
local
specialized.
gunsmith to make the barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
there you
first of
go.
all, an SHTF 50 is a very affordable bolt action 50. How expensive do you want this to be? Are you going to ShyTac level now? You know, you
Well,
really got to ask yourself
what
that.
do you-
I'm just saying, you got to ask yourself that question.
Yeah, and a lot of people. I mean, God bless them all, but a lot of people, no matter how long the barrel is, they still can't hit the broadside of a barn. So, and they blame it on the scope and they'll blame it on the rifle, but it's not. How did the Russians use a Mosin Nagant to snipe people at distances like that? That's because it was a shooter. That's why it was the
Practice.
And the same thing with a K98 shooting. A couple 100,000 yards.
I gotta
or whatever
say,
they were,
Walter,
and,
it's global warming. Back in those days, there wasn't global warming. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah.
cow farts and global warming. Yeah.
The air density is different now. Or just men were men back then, man. Those dudes were out there hunting. You know?
Some of the best snipers in the Russian army were the Russian women.
Yeah.
So
They were.
yeah.
Women are better shots than men. I still stand by that.
Naturally.
Well, they have a
Naturally.
steadier hand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Marley can outshoot me any day.
They're naturally, but if men train, then it could be. If women train, then you've got everything. You got the natural stuff and everything else. But men could be better if we train, but we don't like to train.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah. I don't know if anyone wants to get into that discussion at this late moment. Before I did want to do one thing. Clint Sanders says, forgot to say I also got my Sovereign in under 4 months.
Wow.
What is? Yeah, what's your average time that you're seeing out there?
8 months to a year. His got stuck on the wrong end of the stack. He got lucky. That was, or he knows people or something where someone walked a form through. I mean, I've heard of them actually getting put on the wrong side of the stack and getting done out of sequence, but yeah, that was fast. We're seeing 8 months to a year. I mean, we don't do Form 4s, but the people we talk to are seeing 8 months to a year.
Wow. Okay, amazing. I forgot to get this because I think this happened before we even started, but Real Cujo, big shout out to him. He gave us $20 before we even started here, so I want to shout him out. He's a big supporter of ours. He says, video game controller dances goofily under the word woot. So someone knows what that means. I have no idea.
The young guy figured it out.
Why are you laughing, Patrick?
What is he talking about?
This is what annoys me.
That is hilarious. No, he gave you money and sent a dancing game gift.
Oh.
It's a gift. You have to go
It's
to
the
YouTube
gift.
and see
I
it.
can't see it.
But the text perfectly describes what you see in the chat on YouTube. It's a controller dancing with the word woot under it.
Someone has
So it's
to.
fucking hilarious.
I thought that was code. I thought that was code
No,
for
it's just
something.
hilarious that it
Where
literally
is that?
says that.
Yeah, so it's in the
man,
chat.
go
You
way
have
back
to
up in the
scroll.
chat.
Yeah, scroll all the way
I'm
back to the
scrolling back up.
beginning, and then if someone could show us.
Oh, that's hilarious because I saw it earlier and I forgot to mention it. But it's
Yeah,
just a
let me
game
see.
controller that's like.
That's so stupid. Yeah, I'm so ridiculously stupid. It's not even funny. Let me see if I could. Let me see if I could
Oh, that
go.
was funny.
Let me see if I could go in here and find it.
It was way at the beginning of the chat
Yeah,
tonight.
I don't know.
missed it.
I don't know if it's gonna let me go that far back. Actually,
It's like what would that code mean? Game controller dancing over the word whoop.
I don't know. For all I know, that could be some code, some kind of meme or something that's going around. I have no
That should be
idea.
the next T-shirt. Just says game controller dancing over the word woot.
Yeah. I have no idea. I can't scroll that far back, but if anyone has
No,
it,
I couldn't either.
or if anyone's seen it or whatever,
I can't go
thanks.
far back either.
Yeah, so thanks, and my apologies for that whole thing. Someone was saying something else about a Liberty suppressor, and I don't know if I could find it. I think it was probably Clint Sanders that was talking about that when we were hitting that. Let's see. John Crump
If
says,
guns are overpriced right now, I'm buying suppressors.
yeah. John Crump said, someone just sent me this leak
I
and
think you
said,
said link.
and you guys got to check out this guy's show.
Does he mean this show?
Yeah.
we're
Oh, is that
currently
us? Someone
I
said,
think-
awesome.
I think that might be what he meant.
Oh, they
Someone
sent him
said-
a link to this show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dreamweaver, man, we'll get this one last thing into Walter, and then we'll get something into today before we go.
Price gouge.
Dreamweaver, man, says, Walter, are you price gouging on shipping now like all other FFLs? $120 on a 308? Too much. Whoa.
Shipping?
$120 for ship?
For a hunting
what we charge for shipping is what the shipping costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do.
So
I mean,
I'm not making a living on shipping. So
Yeah.
if it whatever it costs, that's
Who's doing that? What company did that?
I don't know.
Just shout him out. Tell us who it was.
Yeah.
We'll get some pitchforks ready.
Let's hear who that is. Someone told me today, and I haven't verified this, so I'm just going to mention that, but I'm going to say it anyway, that they go into where they live. They have access to AIM Surplus, and they actually go into the store and buy stuff. And they said they've spent like tens of thousands of dollars, but AIM Surplus kicked them out because they're not wearing a mask.
Oh, that's sad. Can whoever that is go in and get me one of their gas masks? I want one.
Whoever that
They
is,
post-
come and get me tens of thousands of dollars. You can come in without a mask. I don't care, what you
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll happily let you in without one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That kind of sucks for that to happen. All right, so listen, we're at the 9 o'clock hour. Dave, are there any other things that you wanted to talk about before we start wrapping this up here? We had too much fun here.
I just want to say, if you're in Georgia, go between the 14th and the 5th and vote.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's important.
And
Yeah.
I want to say one thing, and I'll say this, I've said it numerous times. This is also a lot more about than just guns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want to see the further decay of our the things that make this country like it is great. It's going to continue to be decaying.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
with the
If you
next,
want to see
bunch
that
of
Green
stuff.
New Deal smack you upside the head, if you want to see the whole country ban combustion engine vehicles in the next 10 years, a lot of different things, if you don't get your act together and somehow get this vote happening for our side in Georgia.
You want to see more of your hunting lands restricted? You want to see more of your timber not being cut? You want to see them try to go after classic cars and anything that burns gasoline? Just keep on supporting the leftists. You're going to find it out the hard way.
Yeah.
They've been going after classic cars and old cars and military vehicles since the 90s. probably before that. This is like an open season now if they get more power, these tree huggers. So
yeah, absolutely. And I keep forgetting to get Dave to plug his podcast. Can you do that, Dave? Tell the folks. I know you have a podcast that goes on. So if they want to catch you on that.
We do a live stream on Instagram on Wednesdays from 3 to 4 o'clock. And since we're here, what I have is I have these half 28 stainless fixed barrel adapters. These two went through the laser wrong, and they're not mismarked. They're marked in the wrong spot. They're perfect. They're perfect in every way except the laser engraving is not where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to give these away on the Instagram live stream tomorrow. So if anybody wants to get a chance,
between 3 and 4,
log in. Yes, sir.
Between
Eastern
3 and 4
Standard Time or Eastern,
okay, I call dibs.
Whatever.
I call dibs.
and I always make registering for the drawing super easy. You just send an email to libertycans.net, and in the title you'll put Instagram giveaway for fixed barrel adapter, whatever the item is, and then the next day I have Andy draw a winner from the group. He'll take the number and he does a little random number generator and draws a winner and makes an announcement the next day.
Okay.
I've given away a solid titanium fixed barrel adapter so far and some special aluminum FBA blast diffuser stuff that we had anodized up. And what all this stuff is well, these are what you call seconds. Like I said, they're dimensionally perfect. They've got.
I mean, if you don't want them, I can totally, take them off your hands.
Was that you had some stuff on your website for sale? Is that some of those? I mean, was that a special you guys were running on the blems?
We had some cores that there were some like
or 3-lug adapters or something like that.
Yeah, occasionally there'll be something like that come up, and I don't remember. There was some kind of silencer. I think we did some infinity cores, and they were the A to B sides were slightly off, but structurally they were perfect, but cosmetically they weren't.
Yeah. So they have to tune. They have to tune in on Instagram Wednesdays between 3 and 4 Eastern, right?
Yes, and to be in this little drawing thing, I'll give them what to put in the title line tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So you can't log out of this stream right now and go send that email, Hank.
Yeah.
But
so make sure you guys catch that. And your Instagram's Liberty Cans on Instagram. Dave, hello.
I'm sorry, I was reading a
Earth to
comment.
Dave. What's your Instagram for the people who want to?
We're at Liberty. I think Liberty Cans. I haven't looked at it so long. I just opened the app and used it. Let me check. Let me make sure. I think it's Liberty Cans.
Let me pull it up here. I'll share with everyone.
Yes,
Let's
Liberty
see.
Cans.
Liberty Cans.
Yep, Liberty Cans.
Yeah.
Liberty Cans.
There you go. Liberty Cans. There you go. Awesome. I should get one of those things just for that, by the way. Oh, I see you did share that you were coming on here, which is awesome. But you guys need to check that out. Go over there and check that out. We appreciate Dave over here, so you guys need to go show some thanks over there. All right, let me go to Babyface P. How can the folks follow and support you out there as well?
YouTube.com/babyfaceP. That surprisingly, parkerizing video is doing really well. I guess awesome. A lot of people wanted to see how parkerizing got done, so that is going well. Plenty more to come. I got lots of stuff in the backlog. So.
Maybe they're looking at it and they're dyslexic like me, and they think it's peckerizing or something.
You got to peckerize.
I think you should just nickel stripping. You know what I'm saying?
Damn it! Yes, it's sitting in the garage, and I need to get it.
Nickel stripping, man. Live nickel stripping.
Oh, that went out. That's probably how it was back in Prohibition times or the Great Depression. That's what they called it.
Nickel. Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. Walter, how can the folks support you out there?
They can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Safety Hour Firearms. There's safetyhourfirearms.com. There's stenparts.com. And then, of course, occasionally I post some dirt foot racing stuff and mini bikes and engines and things that go boom and all that stuff. So
absolutely,
awesome. On the same places: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So Yep.
Great. Fantastic. All right. So if you guys want to help us out, before you get out of here, smash the thumbs ups, okay? That always helps get this circulating and all that kind of stuff. Big thanks to Franklin Armory for sponsoring the podcast here. We appreciate that. Big thanks to Dave Saylors from Liberty Suppressors for coming on, supporting us over the years. Looking forward to doing some shooting with you sometime soon, Dave. Thanks so much for coming on.
I like that idea.
Yes, absolutely. Big thanks to Babyface P for coming in. Also, Walter Keller for coming in here.
Unexpected.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate that. I'm going to run the end. Everyone stay right there. I'm going to run the end in right now. Big thanks to all of you guys out there for hanging out with us. Here we go. Boom. All right. Make sure you subscribe to the channel here. Ring the bell so you can be notified every time we go live. Smash those thumbs ups. We are going to rip the audio out of this and throw it up on iTunes and all the other places that you can listen to your audio podcasts from. We appreciate you all here hanging out with us and smashing those thumbs ups on the way out. Who wants the last word? Last word.
Wake up, Georgia. Wake up.
Keep your powder dry.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that too, by the way. Yeah.
We are out of here. See ya. Peace.